Early life and background. Abdul Ali Mazari was born in 1946 in Charkand, a district in Balkh province, Afghanistan. He belonged to the Hazara ethnic group, a historically marginalized community in Afghanistan. From a young age, he was deeply aware of the discrimination faced by Hazaras and later dedicated his life to advocating for their rights. Mazari pursued religious studies in Afghanistan and later traveled to Najaf, Iraq, where he continued his theological education. During this time, he was influenced by Islamic political movements, which shaped his later views on governance and social justice. Political rise and role in the Afghan Civil War. Mazari emerged as a political leader in the 1980s during the Soviet-Afghan War, 1979 to 1989. He became involved in resistance movements against the Soviet-backed Afghan government. After the Soviet withdrawal and the fall of the communist regime in 1992, Afghanistan descended into a civil war among various Mujahideen factions. Mazari co-founded Hezb-e-Wahdat, the Unity Party, in the late 1980s, which united different Hazara factions to form a political and military force. His leadership was crucial in ensuring that Hazaras had a voice in the chaotic post-Soviet period. During the civil war in Kabul, 1992 to 1996, Hezb-e-Wahdat fought against rival factions, including forces led by Ahmad Shah Massoud, Jamiyat-e-Islami, and Gulbuddin Hekmatyar, Hezb-e-Islami. The conflict led to severe violence, including massacres of Hazaras, particularly in West Kabul, where Hezb-e-Wahdat was based. Mazari advocated for a federal system in Afghanistan, believing that it would protect the rights of ethnic minorities, including Hazaras, Uzbeks, and Tajiks, from Pashtun-dominated central governments. Capture and assassination by the Taliban. In 1995, as the Taliban gained strength in Afghanistan, Mazari initially sought negotiations with them. The Taliban, however, betrayed these talks and captured him along with other Hezb-e-Wahdat members. He was brutally tortured and executed by the Taliban, reportedly thrown from a helicopter. His assassination deeply impacted the Hazara community and is seen as a symbol of their historical persecution in Afghanistan. Legacy and recognition. Mazari remains a revered figure, especially among Hazaras, for his unwavering advocacy for minority rights. In 2016, the Afghan government officially declared him the Martyr of National Unity, recognizing his efforts to create a more inclusive Afghanistan. His legacy continues to inspire political activism among Hazaras, and his ideas about federalism and equality remain relevant in discussions about Afghanistan's governance. Statues and memorials dedicated to Mazari can be found in Afghanistan and among the Hazara diaspora worldwide. Why he captured by Taliban and killed? Abdul Ali Mazari was captured and killed by the Taliban in March 1995 during their early military expansion in Afghanistan. His capture was a result of both political and military conflicts between Hezb-e-Wahdat, his party, and the Taliban. Here's why it happened. 1. The battle for Kabul and Taliban's expansion. By early 1995, the Taliban had emerged as a powerful force in Afghanistan, quickly seizing territory from warring Mujahideen factions. At the time, Kabul was divided among different groups, including Hezb-e-Wahdat, which controlled parts of West Kabul, mainly Hazara-populated areas. As the Taliban advanced towards Kabul, they clashed with Hezb-e-Wahdat. The Hazaras feared Taliban rule because of their harsh Sunni fundamentalist ideology, which historically discriminated against the Hazara Shia minority. Mazari had been advocating for a federal system, while the Taliban aimed to establish a centralized Islamic emirate under strict Sunni Sharia law. 2. The Taliban's deceptive peace talks. Seeing the rapid Taliban advance and realizing the difficulty of sustaining a military fight, Mazari attempted to negotiate with them. The Taliban invited him and other Hezb-e-Wahdat leaders for discussions, promising peace and a fair political role. However, once Mazari and his associates arrived for talks, the Taliban betrayed them, disarmed them, and took them as prisoners. This was part of a larger pattern of deception the Taliban used during their early rise to power. 3. Execution of Mazari and his companions. After his capture, Mazari was tortured and later executed by the Taliban, along with 9 of his associates. Some reports suggest he was beaten, shot multiple times, and then thrown from a helicopter. The Taliban justified his killing by labeling him a warlord and an enemy of their Islamic movement. However, many believe his execution was motivated by ethnic and sectarian hatred, as the Taliban viewed the Hazara Shia population as heretics.